All right, we're live. Hello, friends. How's it going?
YouTubers.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for waiting. Over on the YouTube, we're gonna get our friends started over here on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks, guys, for your patience.
We're going to be digging into the Mexican songs that inspired David's songwriting over the years and playing old and new songs, mostly that you know, I'm sure. All right, so I'm going to go live here.
Great.
Dee-dee.
Hello, welcome. Hello, friends.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to our Tuesday night show. Let's see here.
Oh, I didn't.
Here we go. Put that over here. I'm going to try to get it.
It's all right.
Okay.
All right. Hello, welcome, friends. I'll type in now. What's going on here? It'll take me a second.
How's everyone doing tonight? Where are you? How are you? What did you have for dinner? If you've had dinner. What did we have for dinner?
Indian.
Oh yeah, David makes these Indian feasts. He made a beautiful dal with a couple different types of pulses. He made a kind of South Indian beet dish with beets from our garden and a collard dish with collards from our garden.
Oh.
And I made, oops, what'd you write?
Oh, I spelled our band name wrong on there. All right.
I'm sure you could adjust it since it's us, or you could just try it again.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try it one more time. All right.
And hey, from St. Louis, Davis, California, Arlington, Massachusetts. Hey, Robert. Hey, Jennifer. I was mentioning that David made an Indian feast for dinner, and I made homemade chapatis, which
I did it again.
something. Oh
my goodness!
Tap on it. You're allowed to.
Oh, all right.
Well,
I think it's better not to worry about it.
Well, I don't think that'll go to anything. Will it? Or is that other Venmo? Oh well, I'll figure it out. Hey everybody. Hey Jonah. All right, we've got YouTube, we've got Facebook, we've got Instagram. I think we're ready to play. Should we play some songs?
Yeah.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, but I just get so flustered getting this set up sometimes. I know there's a simpler way. I just haven't had the bandwidth to figure it out. So I'm good. I'm excited. I'm excited about playing
Look who's watching
Mexoamericana.
on Facebook. Andrew Carbine.
Oh, hey, Andrew. He doesn't care if I'm flustered about getting started. He's just happy to be here. We're happy to have you here. All right. All right. So we're going to start off with Guest House. Why not? Usually we end the sets with it, but we're going to kick off this Mexoamericana set with it. And it's a song that I'm playing on the jarana jarocha, which is a Mexican guitar from Veracruz. And it's a song that is loosely based musically on two different son jarocho songs from southern Veracruz. And here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Have a simple request. Hope it's not an imposition. Hope it's not an imposition. I have a simple request. Please turn your house to recipe. I'm in a time of transition. I have a simple request. Hope it's not an imposition. I've been living out of a suitcase, sleeping in dingy rooms, sleeping in dingy rooms. I've been living out of a suitcase. I've never lived in LA, but I've always wanted to. I've never lived in LA, but I've always wanted to. Gonna stay in your guest house. Please let me stay in your guest house. I won't leave away. I'll be quiet every night. No music after me. Let me stay in your guest house. There's a lemon tree out back. I will make out back. Even on the back porch, so that you never leave the shade. There's a lemon tree out back, I will make you lemonade. And I'll stay in your guest house. Please let me stay in your guest house. I won't give away, I'll be quiet as a mouse. Your music after me, let me stay in your guest house. Yeah, 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 You chose a certain path, found that you were underdressed. Found you were underdressed. You chose a certain path, now you fly first class, and you have a house for kids. You chose a certain path, you found that you were underdressed. I think what made my heart sing. I threw away the oars, I threw away the oars. I think what made my heart sing. Now I need a place to crash. Please open up your door. I just need a place to crash. Please open up your door. And I stay in your guest house. Please let me stay in your guest house. I won't give you away. I'll be quiet as a mouse. No music after me. Let me stay in your guest house. I said it to see the street I might live on. To see the street I might live on. I Google map the day I said it. Corner stores are you waiting? Just past the dark salon. Gated fence with cameras on to keep us from the whole Soul is a guest in the body. You gotta treat it right, everybody. You gotta treat it right. The soul is a guest in the body. Don't kick it out too early. Can I just stay the night? 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 Can I stay in your guest house? Please let me stay in your guest house. Can I stay in your guest house? Please let me stay in your guest All right, good evening.
Hey everyone, hey Carrie. Hey Rodney. All right. Brooklyn in the house, Seattle, excellent. Someone asked if we were boiling up here. We were really proactive and we put our little AC window unit on for 2 hours before we came up here. You'll be happy to know. Hey Brenna. Thanks Kathy for the little stars and all the little heart emojis. How's everybody doing? It's Tuesday. We're trying to play every Tuesday for you. Tonight we're raising money for a local organization called Sin Barreras, which supports our immigrant communities here in Charlottesville. So if you are able to contribute tonight through our Venmo or PayPal, David Wax Museum, with an M at the end, not an N, as it might say on Instagram, we are going to be channeling all that money to this great organization. Mm-hmm. Hey, Jen in South Bend, Andrew in Waynesville.
Last week we all raised $1,000 for the Southern Poverty Law Center. So thank you guys so much for pitching in last week. And the week before that, we raised $1,000 for the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. So thank you guys.
$1,000 is our goal, everyone.
Thank you for this generosity.
All those small amounts really add up because there's so many of you watching.
Mm-hmm. Do you have what you need with the microphone? You need me to help adjust that for you a little bit?
I mean, I was noticing that it has a little piece of masking tape that says Dave Wax, and David hasn't gone by Dave Wax since 2003. I'm pretty sure it's your mom's handwriting. So I think you've had this mic stand, which is why it's like every time. How old is that mic stand?
I think.
Did you own that?
Yeah, Cat's Pajamas. It was a Cat's Pajamas mic stand.
I'm pretty sure that's definitely your mom's handwriting. Jennifer, we need a new mic stand. Anybody, we need a new mic stand.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you tighten that a little bit,
I did. Trust me, I tightened it a lot.
Oh, the thing was that it was in a precarious. It was in like the perfect where it was like. There we go. that's gonna do it for you. I hope.
It
No
makes-
promises.
Yeah, it
No
makes me feel
promises.
like back to the divey venues we used to play.
We used to like have to bring our own mic stands to Toad. Not that wasn't a divey gig, but they just didn't have enough working mic stands, so I had to bring them from my house, and I didn't have a car then, so I just would walk 3-4 blocks with mic stands.
Until I would take you home in my Buick Skylark when I dropped
That
you
was
off.
so kind of you.
You guys, I had a 1985 Buick Skylark for a while. Does anyone know what that car is? It's pretty sweet. This is. Oh no, this is not a Telefunken mic. If someone was asking.
No, it's
Sorry.
Just
a little Shure.
all right.
All right. Hey Ben, if you're still there.
All right, so we're gonna do another song that a lot of you know, and this is from our Knock Knock It Up record. It's called "The Harder Before It Gets Easier," and it uses a rhythm from Michoacan, Mexico, from a style of music called son calentano, hot sound of the Tierra Caliente, the hot lands of Michoacan and Guerrero. And there's a beautiful, we've got a poor connection over there, sorry, Instagram, but hopefully we're back in. All right, so there was a traditional song that I fell in love with that I studied with Serafín Ibarra of Los Caracoros, and he taught me the song, and it would go, tan tan que toca la puerta, tan tan que la voy a abrir, tan tan déjame alerta, tan tan déjame dormir, yeah. Something like that. So that inspired the knock knock, because there's this image of someone kind of trying to wake someone else up, and they're like, oh, just let me keep sleeping, I'm not ready to get up. That's what the traditional one does. But that inspired this song. On the record, it's that Mexican rhythm is played with a pretty fuzzed out electric guitar, so it's hard to kind of like suss out that it's there. But that's the heart of the song, and a key part of the live version that we've been playing for years.
All right, quick thing. The reason we usually save these songs for last, David, is because then we can like warm up our voices till the end. So now we're playing the loudest ones first. So maybe we can
not do this song right now.
I mean,
or just really hold back. You mean
either
like the chillest version of Harder we've ever done?
Yeah, we can do the chillest version. That sounds good.
Okay.
Let's try it.
Do you want me to anything else on that'll help you? Okay.
I'm
Chillest.
just hearing
Okay.
your voice too.
I had to read a lot of stories to our son tonight.
Guys,
I had to read
we read like 26 books to try to get our kids to bed. Yeah.
So
and
I
you
think
like spoke instead of saying a whole lullaby book.
Yeah, well, I was just
I heard David down there like, hush, little darling, don't say a word. Papa's gonna buy you a mockingbird. And the kid's like, our 3-year-old was like, Mom, I'm feeling very wakeable. So I think I need one more story. He literally said that to me. I'm feeling very wakeable. Anyone else feeling very wakeable? I was like, please, I'll take your place. Our little daughter was like scheming a way that she could come up here and play my parts.
Oh, that's
like,
very sweet.
She said she used to play the piano back when she was 5, then she quit for a while, but she said tonight, Mom, piano playing is like riding a bike. You never forget how. I thought that's great. I hope that's true. All right.
You've been sobbing so hard you can barely breathe. You've been sobbing so hard you can barely breathe. You've been stitching your heart on the outside of your sleeve. You've been stitching your heart on the outside of your sleeve. You've been wrung out in the doubts grief in the ocean of time. This moment will be brief, will be brief. Oh, I know it's gonna get harder before it gets easier. Oh, I know it's gonna get harder before it gets easier. Knock, knock, fate was at the door. Knock, knock, too loud to ignore. Knock, knock, we were unprepared. Knock, knock, fate, it doesn't care. Mother, position of our hearts will shift. Position of our hearts will shift. Someday this burden of loving will live. Burden of loving will live. And the difference between wrong and right close like a fist. But for now, judgment's passed on us. We'll be swift, just like this. Oh, I know it's gonna get harder before it gets easier. Oh, I know it's gonna get harder before it gets easier. Knock, knock, fingers at the door. Knock, knock, too loud to ignore. Knock, knock, we were unprepared. Knock, knock, fate doesn't care. Baby's born in a mud hut. Baby's born in a mud hut. With the worm fastened to his gut. With the worm fastened to his gut. Yes, most doors open briefly, then they're shut. The circle of life is a wheel that gets stuck in a rut. Oh, I know it's gonna get harder before it gets easier. Oh, I know it's gonna get harder before it gets easier. Knock, knock, fingers at the door. Knock, knock, too loud to ignore. Knock, knock, we were unprepared. Knock, knock, fate doesn't care. Knock, knock, fingers at the door. Knock, knock, too loud to ignore. Knock, knock, we were unprepared. Knock, knock, fate doesn't That's about as chill as I can do that. Is that all right?
Super
Is
chill.
that good? All right.
That was so chill. I liked it.
Nice. Yeah.
I liked
I
it.
thought it was good. I'm gonna scoot this just a tiny bit closer.
Great.
To you.
Let me scoot this way.
All right.
towards
We are
you.
here in Charlottesville, Virginia. We're raising money tonight for a great local organization called Sin Barreras that works with the immigrant community here in Charlottesville. They've been hit particularly hard by COVID, and so any little bit helps. It's great to, these last couple of weeks, to give to these national organizations that are doing such essential work at the national level, but the local community organizations really need our help right now too. So that's where we're giving the money tonight. If you feel like there's a local organization that you want to contribute to tonight in the spirit of tonight's show, do it and let us know. We'd love to hear that. We've been loving doing these Tuesday night shows here from our little attic studio in Charlottesville. And next week we're doing Beatles cover night. You're hearing it right here, Beatles cover night. So we're very excited about that. So we hope you'll join us then. Tonight it's all the songs. There's so many. There's more than we could put in an hour of music. So we're just doing a smattering of some of our favorites, trying to do a kind of a wide spectrum of the songs that are kind of most heavily Mexoamericana in our catalog, songs that draw on traditional Mexican son Mexicano. And this is a jarana jarocha, if you're just joining us now. And there's a traditional song called El Elito from Veracruz that this next song is modeled after. And it's very similar. And this was something that in the early days of the band, I was doing a lot of, where I was just kind of translating to some, in the spirit of the song. It wasn't a direct translation, but just kind of trying to maintain the heart of the song lyrically and just bring it into English. And so that's in large part what I did with this song. The original one is very much about kind of the conflict between kind of a future son-in-law and his mother-in-law to be. And so that inspired the Persimetry.
Try tuning.
Does that sound right? water. Not sure when we come is by the time we reach the altar. Oh, Jenny, Jenny, jukebox under the persimmon tree. Your mama's right, you are too good for me. Because I love you, your mama's cursing her out of luck. Just because I love you, your mama's cursing her out of luck. Reminded to be grateful you're not dating that other schmuck. Reminded to be grateful you're not dating that other schmuck. Oh, Jenny, Jenny, jukebox under the persimmon tree. Your mama's right, you are too good for me. Because I love you, your mama's threatening in Alabama. Just because I love you, your mama's threatening in Alabama. Tell her we'll meet her around because soon she'll be a grandma. Tell her we'll meet her around because soon she'll be a grandma. Oh, Jenny, Jenny, jukebox under the persimmon tree. Your mama's right, you are too good for me. Oh, just because I love you, your mama's come all undone. Just because I love you, your mama's come all undone. I own no suit, I have no job, but soon I'll be your son. I own no suit, I have no job, but soon I'll be your son. Oh, Jenny, Jenny, jukebox under the persimmon tree. Your mama's right, you are too good for me. Oh, Jenny, Jenny, jukebox under the persimmon tree. Your mama's right, you are too good for me.
I love playing the trombone for these live streams because it looks so big. Because the camera angle, it just like looks huge.
Dominates.
I mean,
Dominates.
it is huge. It is huge, but even more so with the camera angle. How's everyone doing? I just want to read some of these comments real quick.
Yeah, please let us know where you're watching from. We love to see that. Even if you're watching this in another week or in a month, it's fun to just tell us that whenever this gets to you. But yeah, definitely let us know where you're watching from.
Hey,
we love to know if you've seen us many times or if you're new to us.
Allie.
If you're one of our Patreon supporters, you've been coming to every live stream of ours during the quarantine. If this is your first one,
AJ would like to know the tuning of your instrument.
all right, I can get into that.
Chris,
AJ, on the
thanks
next
for
one.
that woo woo.
Woo woo.
I love the little dance emojis. Oh, thanks everyone.
All right. We're gonna do a song from the first record. First I'll say something about Carpenter Bird because I think it's gonna be just in 2 weeks' time now. That song we just played, the Persimmon Tree, along with that whole record, which was kind of like our first real studio record that Susan and I made in 2009, did it in 2008, released it in 2009. That record's been remixed and remastered, and we've added a bunch of new parts to the record as part of its 10-year anniversary. And so that is coming out very soon. I think digitally it'll be out. Maybe people can order it and listen to some of the first tracks like Persimmon Tree in 2 weeks. So we'll have more details about that very soon. And then you can pre-order the vinyl, which is a little delayed because of COVID, but that will get to you soon. So we're very excited about the re-release of Carpenter Bird. So thanks to all of you who came to the Carpenter Bird night when we played that record, the live stream, and that helped us raise the money to finish this project that we've been sitting on for a while, trying to get across the finish line. So we're going to do some special stuff around that in the next couple weeks, so stay tuned for that. But there was a record that was made before Susan and I knew each other. So it's not a very good record, but it's out there.
Clearly.
And there's a song that was kind of the first time that I started using kind of the Mexican rhythms. I didn't even, I should grab the Harana. Yeah, give me a second. Just take a moment.
Oh, hello from Calgary, Fairport, New York. Someone asked if we'd sing the song Skylark for them. I'm sorry, I don't know much about music or pop culture. I don't know what Skylark is from. Is it a really popular song? Do you know that song?
No,
Skylark?
no,
Okay, tell us more about it, Allison. Second live stream. Pretty good. You guys, I think we've played 50 live streams or something like that.
Yeah.
We've been up here a lot, plus a bunch of private shows for people.
Sorry, baby.
Kind of private house concert Zoom parties. If you'd like us to give you your own private concert, we'd be happy to. Hey, Chris in Lancaster. All right.
So this is a jarana huasteca. Same name, jarana, as that other one I was playing. But this one, each region of Mexico has a different, especially in central Mexico where they play son, each region has a different type of jarana with different tuning, different wood, different strums they use. When I first started going down to Mexico, went down to a community where they were playing this type of jarana. And so I was down there learning traditional music. El whisky, el aguardiente, ¿cuál será el mejor licor? ¿Cuál será el mejor licor? El whisky, el aguardiente. Yo digo el aguardiente porque es emborrachador. Emborracha el presidente, también el gobernador. Que reque, que reque, que reque, que reque. So this guy has such a distinct sound. It's a handmade instrument. So it's very difficult to keep it in tune. And so it's been a very hard instrument to record and hard instrument to bring on the road because it's so fickle. But I was working on this song called There Was a Bridge, and I was playing it on the guitar, and kind of it felt like a song that I'd written before. It felt very familiar to me, but then I started playing it on this song, on this instrument. There was a bridge, an old railroad bridge, there was a bridge. And it kind of went into a new exciting direction for me. And so I kind of followed that path. And that was kind of the first little inspiration point in terms of taking these instruments and changing the rhythms of songs I was working on to these traditional rhythms. But there's something kind of, I don't know. I don't want to trash talk this instrument. So I'll just tonight. I know that's not fair. I love that instrument so much, but it's just going to be easier tonight for me to play it on the guitar. Is that all right? That's fair, right?
It's easier for me too. There was a bridge, an old railroad bridge. There was a bridge, an old railroad bridge. Those cables like the ribs of a sprawling dead bear. I said so, she didn't care. There wasn't anything she couldn't unhinge. There was a moon, though it was more like the ghost of a moon. There was a moon, though it was more like the ghost of a moon. Bone white for all its blood has been drawn. He was dancing on a ankle twice brain. I tried to keep up with her, but I was doomed. There was a murmur, a hush wounded murmur. There was a murmur, a hush wounded murmur of water tumbling over stone. The sound a creek makes when it moans. We'd walk through a thicket and we're covered in birds. She said yes, since slavery ran. Her love for me had come to an end. She said no, can't be made right. Even if we could go back,
to that night. There was a soft window of skin, her exposed back, a soft window of skin, her exposed back, a pale, faceless, harmless swath in my heart. She fluttered a sickly moth. She bent down to pick up something on the railroad track. There was a smell, rank smell of devil's claw. Its pod splitting open as if unstitched. Wind picked up, claws start to twitch, jangling seeds, shivering grass, and a crow's call. There was a dress, black boa constricting dress, and in it she curved dark, windy road. She said the difference between you and me, so you know, is you hold on to me, I hold on to much less. She said yes, but she didn't say when. Her love for me had come to an end. She said no, can't be made right. Even if we could go back to that night. Oh, thank you. We have not played that song. We played it once during the quarantine, but we hadn't played it in maybe 12 years.
Thanks to a request.
Yeah, thanks to a request.
I heard it. I think Susie heard it.
And someone, yeah. That was fun to play. Thank you guys for letting us do that. That's something beautiful about this time and space, kind of getting to stretch out in new ways, play songs we haven't played in 10 years. We've been loving it. We've been loving that part of this. Tonight, if you're just joining us, we're raising money for Sin Barreras.
Thank you for the wonderful tips already. Yes, I saw them coming in. Some of them coming in. If you want to contribute, you can do so at our Venmo page, David Wax Museum, or at PayPal. David Wax Museum at Gmail is the email address that goes with that. Thank you so much for your generosity. It's been so amazing to be able to write these big checks to these organizations each Tuesday in June. We're doing, well, all our shows in June have been as fundraiser shows. Hey, Bruce from Minneapolis. Thanks, Allie.
We've also been doing some special shows for the Patreon community, for the people that are supporting us over on Patreon. If you want to go check that out, we're kind of we're trying to figure out a new model, like so many artists right now, about how to make this sustainable when we're so reliant on touring, and that's not able to happen now for the foreseeable future. So we're kind of creating a new path forward. So thank you guys to all the ones who've kind of come over to the Patreon community already to help get this to help keep the fuel in the tank. And I'm losing my train of thought there. I've talked about it enough that's we're good, right? All right. I'm excited. Just play some more music. Thanks for being here tonight. We're going to play more Mexoamericana for you tonight. This is All Sense of Time, based on El Celoso. El Celoso, another traditional son jarocho song from Veracruz.
Qué bonito cuando llueve, que suena la palma real, que suena la palma real. Qué bonito cuando llueve, de las 8 de las 9, y sin yo poderte hablar. Qué bonito cuando llueve, que suena la palma real.
That's a little taste of the traditional. Sometimes it's hard for me to play the traditional songs now because I've kind of changed them so much in my brain to All Sense of Time, for example. So the traditional one doesn't quite sound like that, but that gives you a little flavor of it. Here's All Sense of Time.
How beautiful when it rains, you can hear the nighttime sing. You can hear the nighttime sing. How beautiful when it rains. It's 8 and it's 9 o'clock. So somewhere in between. How beautiful when it rains. Remember half the world since our life returns. Since our life returns. Remember half the world. 8 minutes 9 o'clock. The sun is set, but still it burns. Remember half the world since our life returns. You can see how everything dissolves and becomes one. Dissolves and becomes one. You can see how everything. It's 8 minutes 9 o'clock. All that moves in unison. You can see how everything dissolves and becomes one. May we lose our sense of time. May we be patient as a stone all the time. Giving is given to us on loan. May we lose our sense of time. May we be patient as a stone all the time. Giving is given to us on loan.
Thanks, everybody. Hey, Anthony. I really owe you a call, Mr. DaCosta. FYI. You can expect that tomorrow. The metaphorical tomorrow. Thanks for the tip, Julia, or the donation towards Sin Barreras, a wonderful local organization that's supporting our immigrant communities here in Charlottesville. If you're able to contribute on Venmo or PayPal, or there's like a donate button on our website, davidwaxmuseum.com. All that money tonight will be channeled towards that organization. Yeah. Oh, cool. Providence, Rhode Island, House, New Jersey. Where else are people watching from? Is that Pete Weiss?
I think so.
All right. gotta crank through some songs. We're gonna play some songs and quit talking. Okay, we're gonna play some songs for you guys now.
No money in the bank, no money in the tank, no heat in this house. Small defeats, but they mount. We're barely afloat. I care, but I don't. Different bed every night, underfed we survive. Windowless rooms, these feverish tombs. We're barely afloat. I care, but I don't. Think that I'll be to quit. That's not something that I'm willing to admit. Don't lose heart. Don't lose heart. This is the hardest part. Don't lose heart. Don't lose heart. Don't lose heart. This is the hardest part. Don't lose heart.
I don't have enough room to like get my bow all the way to the end of the bow. I feel a little
Like you're in the
zone,
little corner of an attic.
for example. Oh, how's everybody doing tonight? Oh, I wish I could just chat with you all, but we're gonna really play some more songs.
Oh, you're broken, tell that lies. You're broken, tell that lies. You're broken, tell that lies. I get too near, I get too near. Oh, time is counterclockwise. Time is counterclockwise. Time is counterclockwise. You're in the wind, you're in the wind. Yes, Marie, yes. No, Marie, no. You can't start to pass me just to see me go. Oh, yes, Marie, yes. No, Marie, no. You can't start to pass me just to see me go. Got me in your kitchen, got me in your kitchen, got me in your kitchen, but we like motion on the little eye. Talk, you don't listen. I talk, you don't listen. I talk, you don't listen. You back your feel, you back your feel. Oh, yes, Marie, yes. No, Marie, no. You can't start to match me just to see me go. Oh, yes, Marie, yes. No, Marie, no. You can't start to match me just to see me go. You've seen the time, you skin the top. This is an avenue afterthought, an avenue afterthought, an avenue afterthought. All you can feel her, it's out of shot. Oh yes, Marie, yes, no Marie, no. You can't decide if that's me, just a secret go. Oh yes, Marie, yes, no Marie, no. You can't decide if that's me, just a secret go. Spread your little kisses out, spread your little kisses out, just like a plane, just like a plane. Your mouth is a water fountain, your mouth is a water fountain, your mouth is a water fountain. Tell me who will wait in case. Oh, yes, Marie, yes, no, Marie, no. You can't decide if that's me, just a secret go. Oh, yes, Marie, yes, no, Marie, no. You can't decide if that's me, just a secret go. Oh. Nice. I'm glad you just stayed on the fiddle for that one. That was great. I loved hearing that. That was so different than
At the beginning, I was trying to channel Andrew Bird because he sat in with us once on that song, but then I forgot to channel him and just went my old tricks. But we could try it again. I could do that. He even whistled his solo.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
Classic. Oh, thank you guys so much for being here. We're streaming from Charlottesville, Virginia, from our little attic studio. That's why it's starting to get hot and we're starting to sweat, as you can tell. We're raising money tonight for Sin Barreras. They're a great organization here in Charlottesville, working with the local immigrant community, helping them navigate social services, helping them with legal help, doing really incredible essential work for a community that's been hit very hard right now by the pandemic. So any of the tips that come in tonight, Venmo, David Wax Museum, or PayPal, David Wax Museum at Gmail. All those are going tonight to Sin Barreras. So thank you guys.
The last 2 weeks of these fundraising shows, you've all contributed $1,000. So that's our goal tonight. I don't know how close we are, but if you haven't chipped in even $5 or $10, once you all do that, equals $1,000. What's next?
Well, forgiveness.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Next week, it's Beatles night. We'll see you guys next Tuesday, same time, same place, 8:30 p.m. Unless, if we're a little late getting started, it's just because we're trying to get 2 children to bed. And 8:30 in the summers, that's hard.
Awfully early.
That's hard. It's just still so bright out, even with the curtains down. So thanks for your patience as we get started, and it takes us a minute here to get kind of like transitioned out of like lying down in bed with our kids and dozing, feeling like we're ready to just call it a night ourselves. But we're so happy to get to share this time and space with you. So thank you for being here time and time again as we've been doing these. We're going to be doing them for the foreseeable. So we'll keep seeing you guys here Tuesday night. Next week, it's Beatles night. And then after that, we'll probably do something special to celebrate the re-release, the remix and remaster and re-release of Carpenter Bird. So stay tuned. Follow on all these different platforms if you want to know, or get on the mailing list. Yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Por la noche, por el día, cuando se falla, se desmaya y ya está. Ay, qué desmadre, Espíritu Santo, Vía Padre, cuando te y se defiende, Madre María. Everybody's coming for forgiveness. fire, se desmaya y está. Ay, qué desmadre, Espíritu Santo y el Padre. Todo depende de si se defiende, Madre María. Madre María, por la noche, por el día, cuando se falla, se desmaya y está. Ay, qué desmadre, Espíritu Santo y el Padre. Todo depende de si se defiende, Madre María.
Oh, thank you, everyone. Thank you for those wonderful, generous tips. Thanks, Andrea. It's so nice to see you all. Familiar names and faces I know and don't know. Are we going to play one more?
Oh.
Or more?
I mean, I have a little set list, but I was kind of going off of.
Okay.
Just because I know we started a little late.
Let's do it.
Is that right? You feel?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. In fact, it's only 2. All right, we're going to play a song called Colas from our album Carpenter Bird. Did that have any changes to the album Carpenter Bird?
Well, I mean, it was remixed, and he found some electric guitar that we had taken out and put back in, and then he just great. And then he just like reimagined. You know, when you have a great artist remix it, they do a lot of special things, so it sounds different. Headed to Chile, but you never got a crush. You get out of Mexico, but you got it. Don't have a baby, and she'll be a Mexican. People back home remain confused. Never been used for now, going to the Veracruz. People back home remain confused. Never been used for now, going to the Veracruz. Colas. Headed to Chile, but you never got a crust. Now you can get out of Mexico, but you got it. Now you're gonna have a baby and she'll be a Mexican. Jim Margarita, kissing up Doña Juana. Once you see the tamales in iguana. Jim Margarita, kissing up Doña Juana. Once you see the tamales in iguana. Colas, y Nicolas. Headed to Chile, but you never got a crust. Now you get out of Mexico, but you got it. Now you're gonna have a baby and she'll be a Mexican. Porque no puedo más, aquí como que no te tengo las. Aquí ya me despido porque no puedo más, aquí como que no te tengo las. Colas y Nicolas. Headed to Chile, but you never got a trust. You got in Mexico, you got it. You're gonna have a baby and she'll be a Mexican. Colas y Nicolas. Headed to Chile, but you never got a trust. You got in Mexico, you got it. Now you're gonna have a baby and she'll be a Mexican. Oh, thank you. All right. Sweating up here. That's feeling good.
It's like in the line of your ribs.
I know. It's artistic. Really, yeah. Oh, thank you guys.
That was the jawbone of a donkey. In fact, yes, the teeth rattle. Your teeth rattle, which makes part of that amazing sound. And the teeth are kind of huge, and this one has fallen out. Actually, if you want to see it, how big it is. A traditional instrument played in Mexico and around the Caribbean. Alrighty.
All right, thank you guys so much for joining us here for a little Mexoamericana night, leaning into the songs tonight that draw so heavily on traditional Mexican folk music. Son Mexicano. I've made a playlist over on Spotify. If you want to go check it out on our page, kind of an introduction to different Mexican folk music and incredible bands that you can hear some of the kind of traditional original versions of the songs that are traditional Colas version that inspired that song, and so many amazing artists working in this traditional music. It's a very thriving scene. So there's so much to dig into if you're a fan or want to become a fan of that type of music. I am playing a huapangera here that is used in Son Huasteco and Huapango music from central Mexico. It's a huge area, encompasses 8 different states in central Mexico. And I spent time mostly in a little corner of San Luis Potosí, the state of San Luis Potosí, that's part of La Huasteca, where they play this music. And this is an instrument I use for a lot of songwriting, and we've used it a lot on the records. And sometimes we use it in kind of a traditional way, kind of more playing traditional rhythms on it. But for the most recent record, Line of Light, we did a song, Equal in the Darkness, where we used this, but used it in a very Virginia way. And it felt like kind of sometimes the Mexican influences are kind of almost like a sonic palette that inspires us. Sometimes it's specific songs that we're drawing inspiration from, and sometimes it's just using these instruments and sounds to get inspiration and get kind of, just to kind of enliven what we're working on and to get it to have that kind of pulse and that color that draws me so much to this music. So this is Equal in the Darkness. They'll finish up the night. Does that sound good to you? All right.
Great. I love this song.
All right. Anything else that I forgot to?
One more time.
Oh, yeah,
just
that'd be great.
Us, we're raising money for a local organization here in Charlottesville called Sin Barreras that supports the immigrant communities here, especially the Hispanic groups. And our neighbors can use our help now, especially. And if you'd like to contribute, you may do so through our Venmo or PayPal, which is noted on the screen, except Dave Wax Museum ends in an M, not an N, if you're looking at Instagram. But thank you so much for watching on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. And those of you who will watch in the future, we love you too. This is about to end. Do you want to?
I think we should just go for it.
Okay,
sorry, guys. You'll get cut off. Instagrammers, you'll get cut off before the song's over. But
all right, we'll get to it.
Come on over to Facebook to hear the end of the song if you want.
2, 3, 4.
I will find you if you open your eyes tonight. I will remind you of all that you try to hide. You can choose blindness, out of love or out of fear. Mindful of mindless, either way you might disappear. In the shadow night we've seen, I feel alright again. Sometimes I just wanna fade, far from all the light with me.
Why you wanna be like that? Why you wanna burn me back? No way back. Dark as a pit, there's no way now. You can find the answer.
Doesn't everybody want to live like this? Equally in the darkness, equally in the darkness, equally in the darkness. Doesn't everybody want to live like this? Maybe
I'm too scared, not sure that I'm prepared to have my secrets out betrayed. Isn't there another way?
Life's the only hope that God shows you all the things you got. Skies so wide, it's measureless. Your heart's not a
In the darkness, in the darkness, doesn't everybody want to live like this? Equally in the darkness, equally in the darkness, equally in the darkness, doesn't everybody want to live like this? Oh, that felt really nice. Oh, thank you guys so much for sticking around. We really appreciate it. If you have questions for us, things we didn't talk about that you want to hear more about, just type it in there. It's easier on Facebook for me to go back and like actually respond to them later. Sorry if we didn't get to any of if you had special requests or things you wanted to hear tonight. But we are going to keep doing these. We're doing all Beatles night next week. We're so excited. So many incredible songs that we've been learning. And we're doing special live streams for our Patreon community. So if you want to get over there and start becoming a member of that community, you can do it as simple as $3 a month. And that helps a lot. And it gets you exclusive access to those live streams. And we're scheming a lot of things over there. So we're excited about that.
If you haven't had a chance to chip in on our Venmo or PayPal, we're donating all the money tonight towards a local organization, Sin Barreras. So please take a minute to do that if you are able. And we'll see you Patreon people on Sunday.
Yeah, we'll do something.
We'll do something for Patreon community on Sunday, and we'll do our Beatles night next Tuesday, and it's going to be so fun. We love you all. Thank you so much for being together with us. It's really, really life-giving for us.
Thanks, Luke. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Heather. Thanks, Eric.
Thanks for the coffee, Eric. It's been amazing.
I wrote it.
Much needed. I really needed it this morning. Oh my gosh.
Thanks, Kyle.
My mom. She's
your mom wants a blackbird.
All right, it's a lot of work, but I could I could do it for my mom, I guess.
Maybe we could stream in Daniel. He was learning.
Oh, nice.
Oh, good night, everyone.
Awesome. Good night, everybody. Take care. Last week, we did a variety show, and it was so